Welcome everybody to the patch 15.24 tier list. This is the final patch of the season, the final patch of the year, and in this video we're going to be tiering and ranking up all the champions. And since it's the final patch of the tier list, we want to reflect a little bit first on how the meta has been revolving this year, what it's been eventually ending up towards, and there's a few pretty big changes up for mid lane that we're going to be covering, and there's a few viewer questions at the end. So let's start with reflecting upon the meta in this year. And in my opinion, it's been quite stale. How did you experience it, AJ?
Yeah, I think it was I think ever since the start of season 15, it's kind of been mostly the same, right? The,
Yeah.
the entire year. They didn't really change much about how you want to approach a mid. Which again, just to reiterate what we've been saying, it's all centered around the first 15 minutes of the game, right? How does your first 15 minutes look? Are you getting control over the map, getting your grubs and your dragons?
Yep. And there's been a few shakeups with Roa,
Yeah.
but champion-wise, it's been quite stable. The champs that have been on the top have generally been on the top. There's small ups and downs. And at the end right now, we have ended up with a meta which is really dominated with early game push.
Mm-hmm.
You see that all of these champions, they can contest quite well. Syndra is probably the only one that doesn't contest as hard as the rest, but she gets really high push post her Q upgrade. And what we'll find is that this doesn't necessarily change much for this final patch. Unfortunately, guys, there's been a few changes that have been added to the game, but all of these champions are still absolutely S+ tier, S tier, A tier. Or are there any ones that stand out to you that you feel like maybe deserve a little bit of a change?
Not at the moment. I think again it's been pretty stale, right? I mean,
Okay.
maybe we maybe we can think about Ari a little bit, but
Yeah.
other than that, I don't see anything massive. I mean, Rise has still been the king of mid for a while now. Talia's obviously always been good. Like everything in the top 6, top 5 has been literally the same the entire year. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe sure some things in A and B can maybe be shuffled here and there, but mostly the top end has still been the same.
Yeah, look, I also think that I've played quite a bit of Ari recently. I think she's really good. Like, honestly, really good. I
Okay.
would say top of S, potentially even S+. That's the feeling I
Interesting.
get from playing her. I'm
Okay.
not sure how
Interesting.
you've experienced Ari.
The reason why I can't justify her is that every champion on that list does well into her above her, right? I can't justify that, right? You have to compete
True,
with the big dogs around you.
true. I do think she does well into the other guys onto the S tier, though.
Yeah,
I
most of
do
them. Yeah,
think that she's then
yeah.
allowed to be here on top of S.
Okay.
Yep, cool. Now we're gonna start with a really, really nice change, which is a Viktor buff. And I know a lot of people will be crying in their sleep for this one because I know that this is a hated champion to verse up in the lane.
Yeah, very
What
interesting.
they're exactly changing is they're giving him more base shield on his Q, plus they're increasing his AP ratio. Okay, so 7% extra AP ratio, plus a little bit more base shield. Now, you may be rolling, the stats, they're not that high. But you have to keep in mind that this is, in my opinion, quite big, actually.
This is really big.
Viktor is already one of the strongest laners and traders in the game. And now he's going to be taking even less damage while initiating a trade. And usually he initiates trades either from a long distance, and the moment you get an opportunity to trade back, he's in range to use the spell, so he takes less damage in return. Now, if we're going to compare this to the previous tier list, we already had Viktor in the S tier. What do you think this change is going to do to him, AJ?
So what this is giving me in terms of vibes is like you're getting a little bit more durability that like you would have if you had Roa. So it's like you could build a non-Roa item and get more durability, especially go Blackfire or Ludens as a high AP item. Like that shield is going to be ridiculous, right? That's going to be an insanely big shield. You have like 500 AP. That's 250 or like 150 or whatever shield extra. So that's a lot, right? If you count the flat amount as well. So he was already good in my opinion, right? I think he was just only a slight tier below Ori and a slight tier below Syndra before, like barely. But I don't know. This change gives him that like that side laning X factor. I think this is really going to be impactful on the side in those duels where the fights are really close and really scrappy and as burst oriented.
Yeah.
So this is a scary change in my opinion, honestly, right? I think it's going to make his mid game side laning even better, which is something he's already good at.
Yeah, his mid game is going to be especially impacted, but you can also figure out that this is maybe now an angle where you want to put an extra point in Q.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Even Q evolve as well. Faker does that sometimes.
Exactly. And what's going to happen when you do this is that if you put an extra point in Q and you get extra base shield plus the AP scaling is higher, you might even run into a position where you play versus melees and when a single auto attack or a single spell doesn't proc off your full shield, keeps your bone plating up,
Yeah.
and then you're
Oh, yeah,
trading.
true.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this
You're
one, right?
cooking. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
get to keep your bone plating.
exactly, because normally if you just Q for an auto attack, it doesn't it instantly procs bone plating because the Q shield is just barely not high enough at the
Yeah.
level 1, and it's the ID behind it. That's why they make it skill on level, so it doesn't become bullshit. But who knows? Maybe people are going to be cooking with this, and you find new angles where you can put an extra point in Q. I definitely think that. I already think Victor was strong. By the way, I
Yeah, I think so
swear
too.
Victor's good.
Yeah.
This is going to
Me
make
too.
him really good.
Yeah, agreed.
So, what do you reckon? We put him in initially. We put
I'm
him
happy
right here.
putting him with the other mages now.
Okay,
It feels
what?
weird having all three of the control mages, like the traditional ones, at S
Yeah,
plus, but I do think it's warranted for all of them. Honestly, I think they're all great in their own
I
way.
think so too. So, Victor haters, bring it on in the comments. I know there's a lot of you guys, and we identified that. But look at the Victor win rate. Yeah, sure, we'll take a look at the Victor win rate.
And we
I
do this
know it's
every time. As long as you don't go Roa, the win rate's good, guys. Open that up and get rid of Roa, and you'll see the win rate looks totally
yeah,
fine.
it's totally fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Victor's totally fine. So, Victor is going to be good, guys. It's a great champion to invest time into. Teaches the game fundamentals. Play some Victor if you like him. Do it. Next up, we got ourselves another change to the mid lane, which is Swain. Now, Swain, they buffed him already quite a bit last patch. And in this patch, they're also giving him a little bit more power in his passive, in which that he's going to be able to regenerate a little bit more HP. What do you think of this change? What does scream to you?
Okay, so the interesting thing about Swain's training pattern is he's really reliant on landing his E. So I'm trying to imagine how this is going to change his matchups. Like I'm thinking, like let's say you play Swain into Oriana. How reliable is your E? Because that's the question. I don't play against Swain enough to comment on that. Maybe you know more about how Swain plays, but is Swain reliably hitting those E's on a champion like Oriana in lane?
Okay, let's just see, right? I literally got
Yeah.
a vault in which that I play a mage versus Swain. We're going to look at the first two levels, and we're going to see how often that he lands the E ability. So let me find up the vault right here. We're going to go to lane. Because Swain E, believe it or not, is so fucking telegraphed.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking
It's
as
so easy to dodge.
Yeah.
Right? And if he's going to land it, right, he's going to be in a position where he's going to be regenerating a lot, going to minimize your poke, and he's going to be able to get into positions where, he might minimize lane a little bit better. But the truth about this ability, it's a skill check. The good Swain players, right, that are already winning lane will win lane even harder. The bad Swain players that are not landing the E ability will not win the game. And you see that it's quite easy to dodge out this E ability. It's really easy to space his spells. If you don't get hit by his E, you're in a position of no trouble. You see the 3 E's right now, they have not been landed. It's very hard to land this spell. So it will work. It's a nice buff for the Swain players. And if you're good at landing the E, great stuff. But how big is it truly?
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be. I mean, look, it's a lot of HP extra for sure. That adds up over time if you're landing them, but I just don't see it. Like, I really don't see it, the consistency of it. So I think that again, this is more of a bot skewed change in my opinion because it's way easier to land E in bot lane. So admit, I don't think this really changes much. To be honest, I think I'd put him the same that we had him at before.
Exactly. So Swain was a classic C tier champ. Counter pick tier,
Same thing now, just even better now.
Exactly. Put him in the right matchup, absolutely fantastic champion. Still, rough matchup, not the best champion. Next up, we have more changes to Mel. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys here, right? Mel, we put her in the previous patch in S tier. We made a massive blunder with Mel in S tier. Mel was
way better.
giga S+.
Probably the best middle of the patch, no joke. I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So much so that I actually was like perma betting her.
Yeah.
So
I was picking it the second it was up. Like the second it was up, I picked it. Yeah.
Insane
Way too
champion.
strong. Way too
strong. And we already I think
we did say that. We were just You're the one that was like toning it down a little bit. I was like, she's got to be the best champ in the game after that change.
That's right. That's right. So AJ, tell us what these changes will do to Mel.
Oh, great. Okay, so So the reality of these changes is this makes Emax even worse, which is what they've been trying to achieve more and more. And I think the frustrating thing about laning against about in mid, it doesn't apply in bot, but for mid is when you play melee champion, she mashes E. It's actually really hard to trade into a Mel, right? Like I like just imagine Yone versus Mel. You would think Yone would do well against a champ like Mel, but no, he doesn't at all because she reflects his Q3 and then E's him, and he loses his entire health bar, right? So this change makes Emax weaker and weaker and weaker because the mana cost is going up, but it's a big nerf. She already has high mana cost. The debuff duration is less. The base damage is less. I don't think this will necessarily make her that much weaker. I just think it will make it so you basically have to max Q. I think that's what they're pushing for, right? Like you can't max E anymore. It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah,
Um,
the damage is
so
down
yeah,
everywhere, right? It's the
the wave
scaling
clears
wise,
much
especially.
worse. Scaling, mana costs. It's just so basically what this means is that you have to play the matchups a lot more precise against melee champions in mid. That's like the biggest difference, right? Because you can't max your E.
Yeah, so the,
Um,
the the main change I'm happy with is this lingering debuff.
right.
Because this is just whenever you verse this champ, it's so obscure in a way because you think you dodge the E, and then you don't truly dodge the E because the animations are like almost gone, but then you walk into the E and
Yeah,
then
and it has like a lingering thing.
ugh,
It's like buggy. Yeah.
ugh. Why is that? That's so random. It got me killed. I swear that shit pissed me off.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is she still gonna be S plus
I think
tier?
she's still
Is
be. I think she'll be. I think what we should have done is she should have been S plus last patch, and then now she's S. I think.
you don't think she's still S plus? I
It's
think a
hard to
lot of
maybe she
Mels
is.
have been maxing Qs.
Have they?
Actually,
Okay.
yeah, we can double check, right? Bill? Yeah, all the Mels basically
Okay.
already max
Interesting.
Q,
Interesting.
right?
Maybe
So
you're
how much
right.
is it really gonna change? Let's see what Yukal did here. He puts Q max versus Diana.
Interesting. That's
Stonker.
IMAX Q as well, but people have been talking about EMAX, so I mean, I guess it's still really good then. Guess it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, so how much do you think it will actually affect her? Because it's a bit of base damage down, it's a bit of damage per second down, and the mana cost is gonna be slightly up. But if you don't,
She usually has already pretty actually bad mana problems.
yeah,
So, or like mana problems are like okay, right? I don't know. This is a tricky one. This is one of those ones where I think I have to feel out, right? Because like the numbers don't look that bad, but at the same time, she's a threshold champion, right? She's a champion where she either kills you and gets her mark to be able to kill you, or you're barely out of the range and you're fine, right? Which is important for a champion like Mel, right? Because she's like 100-0 kind of champ, you know, like
yeah,
she's instantly pursue. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I personally think she's like top of S. I still think I wouldn't. I'm not like the happiest guy playing against Victor or Ori or Syndra in lane. Like once you get out of lane, sure. But I'm happy with S plus if you think she's
yeah.
that frustrating to play against.
Yeah, I
Fine.
played Syndra versus Mel.
Okay.
I
You
just
didn't like
I
it,
just felt like I was,
huh?
I don't know, just losing. I was just losing.
Okay, fair enough then. Yeah, we can leave it at. See, I'm biased. I'm the one who plays it. I never play against it. I bet if I played against it, I'd be like, man, this is bullshit.
I played 2 games in a row. Right, the moment I reached
Yeah.
Grandmaster, I played 2 games in a row. 2 versus Mel, enough for me to ban the rest, ban her for the rest of the patch. I was like, I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
doing this
crazy.
shit again. I had no
Yeah.
options. It was just horrible. Yep. So I think she's still gonna be S plus with QMax for sure. Okay, so we got a fat ass S plus. We might need to identify a little bit what's going on here in this S plus. We
Yeah,
may
it's too
want to
many,
come
I
back
think.
to this S plus.
Yeah.
There's too many S pluses in my opinion.
Yeah.
So let's start with the viewer questions. Then we're gonna revisit S plus here. So Echo, right? Echo, we put him in B tier. Now, why is Echo a B tier champion? Why is Echo not an A tier champion? Why is Echo
Yeah.
not an S tier
Okay.
champion?
Yep.
AJ, why is Echo B tier?
Biggest thing, let's compare Echo and Akali because I think they play very similar. Like their identities are quite similar. Okay. The difference is again, like we've been saying, is consistency in the first 15 minutes. That's the key, guys. Okay. So when you think about an Akali, think about the tools an Akali has to navigate the first 15 minutes, right? D shield second wind, using shot aggressively, E backwards, right? Coming from fog of war with your R, right? Many tools that have gap close, Q poke, right?
Short
So
cooldowns.
short cooldowns, right? No mana cost. So
That's
Kali
true.
has a ton of tools to be able to navigate an early lane. Let's look at Silas as well because he's also a comparison. You can take Q-Max if you need with Silas. You can take D-Show with Silas if you need to. You can go Conquer or Electrocute depending on the matchup, right? You can take Resolve Tree if you need to, right? You can cheese them with E, right? You have many, many, many options, right? Even Fizz. Let's even take Fizz, right? Fizz is probably out of all of them the least, but still, even Fizz has tools, right? You have high wave clear, right? You have really high base damage. You have a skill that can dodge skill shots to allow you to farm, right? Your passive makes you take less damage, right? So all these champions have tools that give them consistency in the first 15 minutes. The problem with Echo, it's a knowledge gap champion, right? Does the enemy know how to play around E with Halo Blades and Ignite? If the answer is no, you're an S plus champion. If the answer is yes, you're not doing anything until you hit your first item, right? You're going to be very stonewalled, right? Not to mention, Echo's melee matchups are quite rough. Abessa is really hard. Yone is quite difficult. Yasuo is really hard. Kali is really hard, right? So that's
Galio,
the
don't even
problem.
think about it.
Galio is extremely hard. So the problem with Echo is like it's not that he's a bad champ after you get a lane. It's getting to a consistent point where like every 15 minutes you're getting to your T spikes.
Yep, absolutely. And the thing with Echo is you can get there, right? There's tricks. You
Yep.
got the three-wave
Of course.
crash that you
Yep.
can do into a tempo reset, but it's still a knowledge
Yep.
gap champ, right?
Yep.
Because there is counterplay to that. And it's just, in the end, the better player will eventually triumph, especially if it's a better player on a better champion.
Yep. Like
if you-
Aurora versus Echo, good luck. You're not playing.
Aurora, Rise,
Yeah.
even
Galio.
nowadays, the likes of Syndra isn't that bad. It used to be horrible matchup for Syndra, but nowadays, with unflinching and bone plating, it's so manageable. Echo just barely doesn't have the damage to break through consistently. Hence why he's a little bit worse than the other champs and B tier.
Yep.
Okay, Vex. There was a little bit of a question on Vex. There was a Vex main in the comments. I was a little bit sad about Vex placement. And I understand, because Vex was in the D tier, and the D tier is called D tier for dog shit tier. Right? And the truth is, Vex is dog shit. I'm just going to put it out there. Vex is fucking bad. And the reason why Vex is bad, and I don't want to be rude to any Vex OTPs, right? But I just want to tell you guys why she's bad. In higher ranks, she's not bad in lower ranks. In higher ranks, she's bad. It's because she's a burst-oriented champion, burst-oriented AP champion, with 0% damage, with high cooldowns, and therefore one magic resist, no magic mental counters your entire champion. And she needs a reset on the R, right? Now, she also has a bunch of skill shots, which are easy to dodge.
Telegraphed as well, yep.
Very telegraphed. She really struggles with getting engaged upon. Unless it's very linear engaged, she can counter with her passive. Her passive is insanely telegraphed. It's literally a bar under her screen. Make it trading against her very easy. And she just doesn't skill hard enough to justify all of this. Any comments on Vex, AJ?
Yeah, I love everything you said. The only thing I also would add, I think we said this last time I talked about Vex. She has a design problem, okay? Because she doesn't do what her champion is designed to do, a higher elo, right? And we said this last time, but I'm just going to repeat it again. If you play Vex into a quote-unquote melee counter, let's take a Kali, right? You're winning maybe the first 5 minutes, 6 minutes of the game. Then the second hit a Kali buys a null magic, hits level 7, all of a sudden you're losing lane, which makes absolutely no sense stylistically, right? Why? Or Abessa, right? Abessa is stat checking a Vex at level 9, right? In the side lane. So she doesn't even do what she's supposed to be doing, which is the anti-melee champion. She just doesn't have the kit, like the power in her kit to do that, right?
How would you fix it? How would you fix Vex?
They need to make her passive percentage damage. That's
percentage damage? Okay. Yeah. What about giving the passive? What about shifting the shield from the W to the passive? And then giving the W something else. And then giving the shield a little bit of a like smaller shield.
On the W or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Because that could be really cool.
Design rework. Yeah.
Yeah. Because then the moment that then people dash, she gets multiple shields. She can maybe stack the shields. She maybe becomes a little bit of that old Rise, but then a little bit less oppressive. Who knows?
That could be cool. That. Yeah, but I think again, guys, at the end of the day, she just needs she needs some kind of rework. Something needs to be redesigned about her kit because right now she's at higher elo, she just doesn't work how she's supposed to be played, right? No. So that's the problem.
I agree, but we agree more power in the passive and make her more unique in that regard
for sure, and more power in the W, I think, and I think it could be good.
Okay, dog shit here. Sorry, guys. Now Quinn mid. Have you versed the Quinn mid?
Last time I played against Quantum, like a year ago on Quinn mid. That was the last time I played against it.
Okay. So I've seen a few here and there. I think she's pretty decent, actually. I'm not gonna lie. She has decent items. She has a really annoying play pattern. The moment she can nuke the wave, the moment she gets ahead, especially, this champion is very annoying to verse. She is a bit like Akshan, but she's a little bit more telegraphed than Akshan. And she's more linear in that sense. So I think the way that you want to view Quinn is a champion that will stomp the shit out of you if she has a good matchup. If she does not have a good matchup, she will struggle massively. Put her into one of the mages, no bueno, right? Put her into Ari LeBlanc, playable but rough. No magic maybe. Put her into Galio, playable. Jace, not sure about the matchup, never seen it one before. But if you start putting her into some A tier champs, now we're talking actually, okay? Put Quinn into Kata, she's going to take over the map. Put Quinn into Akali, she can play the game. Put Quinn into Sylas, she can play the game. Fizz, right? These are all matchups that she can play the game into. So the lower the tier list goes, the more options Quinn is usually going to be getting. Fewer like a bit of the old Corki in a way, right? Corki just literally stat checked everyone below him at a certain point. Quinn somewhat is a similar thing, but instead of stat checking, she now is able to take some trades, run around the map, and take over the map. What do you think of Quinn? Any options?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen her much, but I do remember watching. There was like a Korean Quinn mid-lane or something that I studied a little bit. It's just really gimmicky. Like, it doesn't play like how you should play mid. Like, it sounds wrong to say if you can climb with it, but it's like she cheats a lot, right? She breaks the rules of mid. Like, you buy your the souls, the faster recall. You maybe drop a wave or two in a harder lane, and you just like gank, right? And you abuse the nature of solo queue, right? So if we're looking at an objective reality of mid lane, she's terrible. But if you're looking at it in a solo queue environment and how well can you abuse the mistakes of your opponents, she's S plus, right? And so it's really weird for me to rate her because I don't feel right giving her a high rating, even though she will give you results, if that makes sense, right? But she's giving you results in a way that's not good for mid lane as a whole. It's just like that's just all Quinn specific stuff that she's kind of abusing. So because of that, like I think she's like solid.
I think
Or
she's
like
A.
or A. Like I think she's good.
Strength-wise.
She's effective, but not a good champion in mid, if that makes sense. Which sounds really paradoxical, but again, it's just because you're abusing the rules of solo queue really, really hard on Quinn, right?
Yeah. So I think we should put her in A, but we're not going to rate her because of that reason, right? But usually we put her in A tier. Shout out to the one Quinn player in the comments that was going to sabotage my channel. All right. So, by the way, guys, if you guys have any other questions for the tier list, right? This is the last patch of the year, but for the next tier list, shoot them down in the comments so we can actually cover them and talk about specific champions. Go a little bit more in depth than we usually go. If you guys have any specific questions about it, don't be shy to put them down below. Now, we covered all the stuff that we wanted to cover, and we're now going to take a quick look at the S plus tier and the S tier, because we got to make a few shifts. We got to just drop a few other champs and just get a little bit more specific, because we don't want to have 6, 7 champions.
Yeah, that's not right. Yeah.
So let's start by just culling some of the champs that are just barely not top good. I think that Jace, right? He's decent. I think he's honestly decent, but I don't think he's S tier.
No, I don't see him enough. Too many bad matchups.
So let's put Jace around A tier. Where he can play the game, but he's not that good. So from these 7 champs, what are the 3 best champions in
Aurora and Rise are definitely got to be there for me, for sure. These are the best mids in the patch, 100%, without doubt in my mind. So for sure, those are saying.
Okay, so I want to do a bit of analysis. What we're going to do is we're going to go to leaderboards. We're going to go over mid lane. And I'm just curious what all of these guys are playing. I did not know that Kiahu was... Hey,
he's coming to NA, I think, actually.
Wait, this guy's coming...
he's going to be on an American team this year.
Isn't he coming to...
Or the South American team. I don't remember. Oh, I forget which team this is at. It's a Western team. It's a Western team.
Yeah.
They suck, so...
Well, look at Desperate Nas, bro.
Yeah, he's insane.
He's insane. And Loki's back as well.
Yeah, Loki's back.
Phantasm as well. Man, we EU guys, we're taking over Korea, dude.
Yeah.
Where's the NA boys, actually?
Loki. None of them came over here.
Okay, so we got LeBlanc or Isinra. Viktor. Let's just open up this. More Viktor. Nasus. Respect the Desperate Nasus, but we're not going to open up his... I want to check Bulldog. What's Bulldog playing? And let's do one more. Let's do, I don't know who Daybreak is, but we can take a look here. So recently, these guys have been playing
Rise, a lot of Rise. Syndra. They're solo queue. Decent amount of Jace, actually.
Jace games, yeah. Some Ziggs, but I think it's Ziggs bot. Can we like, no, we can't put it on mid.
Not much
Viktor,
Aurora. Maybe Aurora's more of a competitive champion, I guess.
little bit of Aurora.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. What's Kiao playing? Arena. Bit of LeBlanc here. Bunch of LeBlanc.
Rise, obviously.
Yep. Galio. A bit of Aurora here. Syndra. I need to study this guy, Syndra. I didn't know this guy played Syndra. I need to study this guy. Need to study up, boys. This guy's playing so much Arena.
Respect.
He's just maintaining rank 1 at the moment. Okay. Loki. What's Loki playing? Silas. Respect. Talia. Azir. Oriana. Pretty classic. Hey, Vex game. What a beast.
Oh, like I said
Holy
earlier, yeah. Look at that comp for Vex. That's like the best game possible for Vex.
That's insane.
And even then, it's just like he probably did well, but like, yeah. He also does a really weird build on Vex. He goes full haste.
I think Chovy did as well.
Yeah, Joey does that as well.
Okay, we see a lot of lane dominant stuff in general.
Yep.
A lot about winning lane. What does Bulldog do? Bulldog has a little bit of a different, interesting. He's playing Diana, dude.
I mean, Diana kind of fits that bill a little bit, right? Win lane.
Damn, this is an interesting pool this guy has.
Yeah, I'm honestly shocked at Azir. I'm surprised he's playing Azir in solo queue. I'm definitely noticing out of all 3 mages, Viktor is the least, though. That's
I think he's here and there. We got to keep in mind he's going to get buffs as well, right?
He's going to get buffed, exactly.
Yeah. Let's go to EU. Let's see what we're rocking up with in EU. Wait, we got Canine on 1 again. Damn, dude. How does he always do it?
That guy's rank 2, that Ari guy?
Yeah. On
That's
mid lane.
insane.
Yeah. And he's like OTPing Ari at the moment.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Ari's fucking good, dude. He's locking this champ every game.
Maybe we should reverse Ari and Aurora then.
Look at that. Yeah, because I've stopped playing Aurora on my main, and I actually started playing Ari because I feel like Ari's strong.
Maybe I need to do the swap too, yeah.
Try it. Look at this. He's just locking Ari every game. He doesn't even lock Aurora, and this guy's an Aurora player, right? This guy's a good Aurora player. And he stopped locking the champion. He's just locking Ari.
Okay.
Very interesting.
But to be fair, none of the Koreans play Ari.
That's true. None of Koreans play Ari. Maybe we are just washed in Europe.
Server difference, I feel like.
Can be done. Yeah.
Ari doesn't do well in Korea, I feel like, personally.
I have to say that
not as much skirmishing.
Korea didn't also have that much Aurora.
Yeah.
Let's go to Challenger in Korea here. Okay, Oriana, Rise, Azir, Talia. Syndra is honestly quite popular.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. And
I didn't
Aurora,
expect that either.
Ari's not even here. Okay, pretty average. Let's go to EU.
You lost Syndra, huh?
You lost Syndra. Look at that win rate, dude.
I would permanent ban that fucking champ if I was in the EU.
You were swarmed with Syndra players. Unbelievable. It's crazy that Talia has such a high pick rate in EU2. Akali has an insane pick rate as well. I don't see Akali all that often.
Picked into Syndra as my guess, right?
Yeah, maybe an Oriana.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the win rates are like massively different. Let's take an NA here.
The goated region. Yeah, there we go.
Holy moly, what is this obsession?
That's all me. Right
Well, Viktor is really popular in your region.
Yeah. Viktor's
Toss him, bro. Damn, dude. Really interesting. Okay. So we got Kanim. What is he playing? He's playing his Annie. This is just pure champion mastery, this guy, by the way. He's just playing his OTPs. This guy's playing his OTP. This guy's playing his OTP. Boost area is playing his OTP. This is a complete assassin player OTP. Insanely good, by the way, this guy.
Wow. Yeah, stats are crazy. What?
Yeah. Really good. Like mechanically in fights, you talk about fight IQ sometimes, right?
Yeah.
This guy has the fight IQ.
Like top of the top?
Right? Yeah, really good. Really good. Yeah, just okay lane, like solid lane, but his fight IQ is where he where he breaks it. He just does his job so well. Kunduz, this guy is like, I think also like he's like an OTP in a way as well, right? Really, really, really good on this champion. Just we're talking champion mastery. You see, guys, the key to climbing champion mastery.
It
You
is
see,
champion
like,
mastery. You pick
all
any of
of
the
these
champs in
guys.
S or S plus or even A, and you have good champion mastery, and you'll climb.
Yep. This guy has only played fucking Zoe, Lol Syndra.
I see why you're so Syndra biased. Every single one of these guys play Syndra on your
Yeah,
server.
yeah. EU is
Uh,
like, it's a Syndra region. Holy moly. Really interesting. This Sajator guy, by the way, I versed him recently.
mhm.
He's so fucking good, dude. I swear this guy is so cracked.
His Yone is in apparently.
No, it may not be, but this guy is really good. He is really good, actually. I'm looking forward to what this guy is able to do. He's not that old as well. He's 21. This guy's fucking good.
But
Yeah, look, I think that if we really tie it back to the tier list, I don't think Aurora's top.
yeah, I don't think so there. I think she's S probably.
And what do you think about Rise? I think Rise stylistically is still really good. I just think that a lot of people find him hard.
Hard and boring, but I think he's good though.
Okay, let's start with moving Aurora down.
I think we could bring Talia down too.
Yep. I think she's really good, but
Yeah,
the
I think
play
she's really
rates
good as
is
well.
lower.
Play rate's lower, and also I think still struggles into some of these lanes as well.
Yeah. I think Zinra's top of the top.
I think all three of the control majors are at the top. Like literally everyone's pool has one of the three in there.
Mel's hard to judge because of the ban rate, right?
Yeah, it's hard
As
to
well.
it's hard. That was up in the air.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is already better. Look, I'm happy with
Yeah,
a
I
little
like
bit more
this.
happy with 5 rather than
Yeah, me too. 7.
Yep. I think this is good.
Yeah, I think
Now
this is good as
let's
well.
consider this champion, this Galio champion. Do you think he's S or A?
For pure solo queue environments, probably maybe not A, but he's just so good in the right game, right?
Yeah.
And even then, you can still minimize in the harder matchups.
Yeah.
Like
The
out of
pros
all
are
these
also
lanes,
playing
which
him.
ones are you unhappy to play Galio into? Out of every champ that's around him,
Rise.
Rise, right? It's literally just Rise and Talia, I think, are the two ones that are a little annoying.
Yeah, annoying. Talia's annoying but playable.
Okay,
Rise is just ass, but
okay,
Talia's playable.
okay.
But you know that Rise, even though it might be ass in the isolation, if you look at 2v2s, Rise is really vulnerable. If you combine this with
Super to
a
Galio,
Garvan
yeah,
or a Wukong, Rise
yeah.
struggles,
Yeah, and that's the strength of Galio. Like he just works at every comp. There's so many games where like, man, I wish I was I played Galio.
Yeah.
He's like the only tank in mid. So I think his role is too important, I think, to not be S.
Maybe New Year's resolution, dude. Learning Galio. Free
Oh
LP.
god.
Free LP machine.
Oh no.
Okay, look, I'm more happy with this. Is there anything that you think needs to be changed here?
No, I'm happy with this. I think
Yeah,
this makes sense. I
I
think this
think
is
it's
good.
good as well. Okay, guys,
Oh,
y-
this.
you got it right here. The end of season,
Mm-hmm.
what is it? Season 15.
Season
Tier
15.
right here. Zindra's been on top the entire year, like per
Yeah.
usual. This is Riot's favorite and also mine. So
Not
thank you,
mine,
Riot.
so pick it up, Riot Games.
Keep it up, Riot. I really appreciate you guys sending me all this LP. Keep it up. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed all of these tier list videos. Let me know what you guys think of all these videos, how we can maybe improve them, what you guys like about it, what you guys want to know in the future tier list. We're happy exploring options and improving ourselves. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next year again with new tier list videos, a new patch in a new season, and it's going to be really exciting. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace out.